Bonjour, Shafirek here and welcome back to the channel. And today we are making some delicious eclairs created in from around the world. We're in season 2 episode 7 and we are making some delicious classic French eclairs. So I'm gonna start by making like the pastry that is gonna hold the cream filling and it's gonna be topped off by the chocolate glaze. So in a large or small saucepan, you're gonna start by adding in some water, some sugar and some salt and some margarine or butter. Add that in and gently mix it around, and once it starts to come to a gentle boil, you want to take it off the heat, dump in your flour and give it a really good mix. Just mix it until you can't see any visible patches of flour. You just want to take it back onto the heat and cook it for about another minute or two, just until you see a film at the bottom of the pan. It's just going to know and to tell you that the dough is fully cooked. As you can see, there's a small film forming at the bottom of the pot. Once that's ready, take it off, mix it around and let it cool for a minimum of 10 minutes just to make sure we don't scramble the eggs when they go in. So once it's nice and cool, add in your first egg and give it a really good mix. It won't fully incorporate at first, it looks separated and chunky, but eventually it will come together, and once it does, add in your next egg and do the exact same process just until you have a nice and smooth and silky, velvety looking batter. Spoon your batter into either a piping bag or a Ziploc bag. Lately I've only been using Ziploc bags because kind of don't have any piping bags, so it's a great replacement. So you just want to pipe the eclairs onto a lined baking sheet. So just a baking sheet, grease with a little bit of margarine, and then you want to pop on a layer of baking paper or parchment paper. This is really crucial. Don't skip on it. You can easily get baking paper at your nearest supermarket for about like 300 bob, and trust me, it's worth it for some of these recipes. Once you've piped all of them out, some of them look kind of funny, but you just want to dip your finger in some water and remove any peaks, and then splash with a little bit of water just to help them rise briefly. And you just want to bake them in a convection oven I'll give all the details for the temperature and down in the description box below. I know it's slanted, I went back and I fixed it, don't worry. But when it's almost done fully baking, you just want to pop them out of the oven and poke some holes all over. There might be a few cracks wherever you just poke in those cracks. Make at least 2 holes in each eclair and bake them for another 5-10 minutes just to make sure we have a really nice and crispy base all the way in the inside. Next, we're gonna make a Creme Patissiere, which you're gonna combine in some cream to make a Diplomat cream. So start by adding some milk and half of your sugar into our large pot, and we're gonna dissect a vanilla bean. I went full out on the vanilla beans, just about a quarter of a vanilla bean. I removed the seeds and then threw in the pot, and take a moment to admire my custom chopping board which I got from my uncle. So set that aside and you can now head on over to the stove. Add your milk mixture, which is the milk, the vanilla and the sugar, and just keep constantly stirring it just until it gets to a gentle simmer. And while that's happening, you can make the base of our custard. Start by combining 3 egg yolks, the other half of your sugar, and you want to beat this really well just until it's looking pale and slightly fluffy. This should take about 2 minutes. It should become a pale yellow. Go in with your flour and cornstarch and give that a really good mix. It's just what's going to help everything thicken up very beautifully, and give that a mix. Once your milk is almost scalding hot, you just want to start to add in your milk, tablespoon or ladleful at a time, just a little bit at a time, so that we do not scramble these eggs. If you dump all your milk all at once, you'll have scrambled eggs and vanilla milk. So don't try, just don't try. For the love of God, just do it this way. It might seem a little bit time consuming, but it's worth it. Once all your milk is fully incorporated, you just want to gently sieve your cream mixture into your bowl just to get rid of the vanilla beans and also the excess foam. And you can now head on over to the stove. On the stove, on a medium low heat, keep stirring, don't stop stirring, just stir and stir and stir and stir and stir, and it will thicken up like that in an instant. You won't have to keep mixing it for long, but do not stop stirring, otherwise it will be chunky. So once it's all nice and thick, add in a tablespoon of butter, and if you didn't add vanilla bean, you would add your vanilla essence at this point. So make sure you don't forget to add it. Just put in your delicious pastry cream into a container and cover it with some cling film directly over the top, just to make sure we don't form a film, and chill it in the fridge for about half an hour. In the meantime, we can make the cream to make this a cream diplomat. So in a mixer, you just want to start by whipping up a few tablespoons of cream, just until you have some beautiful soft peaks. We don't want stiff peaks, we want some soft peaks, just to help it fully incorporate it. Also I'm looking for a nice and soft texture and not something really hard. So start by incorporating your softly whipped cream into your delicious pastry cream, a little bit at a time, go tablespoon at a time. I ended up adding about 7 tablespoons of the whipped cream, and just not add it just until you like the taste of it. So go tasting it, but don't taste all of it, because we need a little bit for the eclairs. So next you can make a ganache. So start by combining your cream and your chocolate and melt that together. So for the cream puffs, I struggled to fill these. When I say struggled, I mean struggled to the point where I had to go to the supermarket and get some syringes. I had struggled because I don't have a small tip that can go inside. So I fill up syringes with some cream and then stuff these cream puffs in the holes that we had created. Either you can stuff them from the top or the bottom. It's entirely up to you, but if you have a tip that can fit, that's even better. So I just fill these up with some syringes, and then once they were done, I chill them for 10 minutes, and then I dip them in a delicious chocolate ganache that we made, and literally they're done. They taste absolutely delicious. There's a stunning balance from the soft outside, the soft cream, and then the really delicious chocolate ganache to take everything else perfectly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for a brand new video.